Recording in progress.
Okay, and I think I will just mute on my side because if you talk, the Discord will be able to pick it up as well.
Really?
So, yep.
Oh, I don't know how to switch cameras.
You can actually click on there's a button on the left under your screen. Yeah, then you can actually turn on Zoom.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I guess this works. Except now I'm
Yeah.
looking at the wrong screen. There we go.
Okay.
All right. So what do you do?
I actually run a digital marketing agency. Okay,
Okay.
can you hear? Okay, yep.
Can you hear me okay?
All good.
Okay. So what is your ideal avatar?
My ideal avatar is actually family law attorneys in the North America.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So you run ads for them?
Ads, a marketing campaign mainly, ads, landing page, even Google My Business.
Okay. So these do people usually approach you or you approach them?
I approach them so mainly through
Okay.
email outreach, and then I also took up. I also bought a course from Dan Lok Shop on prospecting secrets, which is actually talking about outbound and outbound call. So I'm not sure if you've gone through it yet. It's actually like a Colombo technique. Is one of the technique for outbound call.
Yeah. No, I haven't. I've heard of that, but I don't really know what it is. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess
How
you
about
can
you?
tell me then, and then I'll be the locker.
So how have you been? How do you do your previous role play? Do you do in isolation or do you do two steps at once, or how do you do that?
I think everyone's kind of been different, and it depends on where they are in their journey, right? For me, I'm still at the very beginning of it. I've probably done 3 or 4 role plays so far, right? So I'm still figuring out what it is that I need to do and what I need to change. So I'm just basically isolating the very first part of it.
The agenda setting.
Yeah, and then like the questions part later on, that should be no problems for me because it's just what I do, and I've been doing my job for like 11 years, so it's no problem. It's just the first part, setting the agenda. That's the part that I have troubles with because I'm not used to that, right? I'm used to just having referrals. So these role plays for me is trying to connect with a cold lead, right? With warm leads, like I don't need to close them. And that's why I'm in this course, because I'm like, I don't know how to close. I do really well, but I don't know how to close, or I feel like I don't know how to close, right? Because with referrals, like the person referring me already has done like 90% of the work. I just have to complete with 10%, right? Right? It's not cold, so it's not hard. So
I think that is actually more or less the same framework as the inbound call script that we have for HTC, because let's say for HTC inbound call, most of the time the influencer already provided leads that is already pre-qualified, predisposed already. So that's where the closer actually comes in and finish up the 10-20% of the work just to move them to the finish line. I think it's quite similar to what you're doing.
Okay, yeah, but like, I mean, what I'm looking to do now is to start advertising and get those cold leads, and so these are people that don't know me or, just called off a sign or whatever, right? So I need to be a little more comfortable, a little more confident in talking to strangers.
All right,
and meeting
cool. What is that?
and meeting strangers. That part
Meeting
makes me really uncomfortable. I'm just going to
I mean, the way you share on this on Slack and all that, yeah, make me feel like you talk to a lot of strangers.
now I do. Now I do. But like talking to them on Zoom and going to their home and in person, completely different. Right? Because I don't know who I'm meeting. And that's kind of what stopped me from advertising, right?
But do you actually like pre-qualify them first before you even meet them at their house? Meet them at the real estate property.
That's the problem. I don't need to do a whole lot of work because it would be friends referring people or clients referring people. So
I mean if you were to do advertisement, I think that is actually one of the strategy that you can incorporate inside as well. Just make them pre-fill like some questionnaires or even through the link, and then maybe on the next step you can actually show them some of the maybe videos or introducing yourself and what to expect and all that. So I think you can actually do a bit on automation on the back end just to make yourself comfortable as well as to make you attract the right leads to you.
Already have that done.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But yeah, just the advertising part I haven't done, right? And that's just me not being comfortable and hoping I will be soon. But I'll have to have team members to help me too, because I'm still not comfortable meeting people in person, strangers.
All good, all good.
Okay, so so my ideal avatar right now would be like a first-time home buyer. My first ad campaign will probably be targeted towards those first-time home buyers. So it'll be educating them on the process, the pros and cons of working with the right agents, and etc. So completely cold lead.
Okay.
Okay. So do you want me to be your avatar first?
Okay, yeah, let's do this. Okay, okay, let's say you already saw some of my outreach messages. You saw my let's say email, and then you're interested to find out how I can actually help you increase number of clients for your practice. And okay, let's just say hypothetically you are having maybe like 3 to 5 clients right now. But you actually still have capacity to increase maybe to about 10 clients a month, and most of the time you're actually relying on referrals, and but it's actually not consistent. Maybe some months are high, some months are low, and you want to try something else to actually increase the number of quality clients. And also you do not want to hop on a phone too quickly. Means that you want to have some system at the back end just to manage manage the leads, as well as so that people who speak to you on a discovery call will be people who already know you some ways, shape or form. And yeah, so yeah, maybe in terms of revenue you are doing about maybe 15,000 a month, so you want to increase maybe more, like maybe double that in the next 12 months.
Wow, a law office making that much? I mean, that little? That sounds really low. Is that
It depends. A lot of solopreneurs, depending on what kind of cases they handle. If for contested cases, it can be a lot more. But that also means that it will actually take up a lot of their time. And then let's say for uncontested cases, typically range on average, the medium range is about 5K and above. So yeah, so let's play like the safest number, maybe 5,000, and then times 3 clients. And of course, uncontested can sometimes go up to maybe 10, 12,000, depending on how complicated is the case.
okay? All right. Sorry, what kind of law, did you say injury law?
Entry law, family.
Family law. Okay. So divorces kind of thing. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Let me just sip some water.
Mine's still hot. I can't drink it yet. All right. No, too hot. Spoiled. All right.
Okay.
So I'm calling you then. Right?
Yeah, it can be like a Zoom call right now. Give me a second.
You do most of the meetings on Zoom. Okay, that's good. I like the face to face.
Yeah, face to face.
Okay, awesome.
And I can actually record it down so that I can go through it later for most of the time. Okay, cool. Yeah. Hi, Catherine. How is it going?
Very good. How are you?
I am great myself. And yeah, so Catherine, why did you want to book a call with me today?
Well, I've been seeing all your emails are coming through about how I could, how you could help me increase my lead generation. And right now, I have the capacity to handle more than what's coming in. So I just thought I'd give you a shout to see what you've got to offer.
Okay, yeah, that's great. But before we start, this is how the call will go. First, I need to ask you some questions to see if or how I can help you. Then I'll tell you about what we do. Does it sound fair?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. So tell me a bit about your business and what do you do?
I'm a family lawyer, and right now my business is mainly through referrals. I'm in a networking group, but it's still not really getting me to where I need to be or what my business can handle. So currently I do about 2 to 3 clients a month, but it's very, very inconsistent. And I have the capacity to handle about 10 in my business. So, I need to hit, at least 5 or 6, but 10 would be ideal.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I've never really done the marketing thing. I don't really know how to do that. So what can you help me with?
So have you actually tried any other method apart from referral as well as networking?
Not really. I've I just started probably just a few years ago, and that has worked out well for me. Though it's inconsistent, it's still pretty steady. If you average it out. So I haven't done any more than that.
Okay, so you mentioned your average month is about three clients or so, right? So what is the ideal revenue that you're actually looking at to grow a business?
Well, so the average income is about $5,000 to $7,000 per client, and like I said, I do 2 to 3 a month right now, so roughly $15,000 to $20,000. But we have the capacity to do 10, so $50,000 is probably what we're going to aim for.
Okay, so we are talking about at least like 4 times what you're currently doing right now.
Yeah, 3 to 4 times, yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm stuck.
What are you stuck on?
I think continue on the conversation. Hold on. Okay, but how is it so far up to this point?
Oh, pretty good. So you're directing the conversation, which is good. I know that in my first role play, I just kept answering the questions, and they're like, no, you need to like take control. So no, this is good. But it's good because like on my end, I'm like, well, I've never done marketing, so I don't know what type of questions to ask you, right? Or I guess the one of the main questions that somebody would ask would be like, well, how much is this going to cost, right? So
Mm,
that's probably one of the questions that's coming.
okay, cool. I think yeah, I think to make it more comfortable for you as well, perhaps I can actually do like selling HTC.
What do you mean?
Have you actually done any role play that sells I mean HTC? Like, you know, how
How in, that person's line of work. Yeah.
okay.
So you're thinking of
Um,
selling a coaching package.
no, not coaching package, but HTC per se. Because most of the role play in the resource area, most of them actually role playing on how to sell HTC, because both HTC, at least we already know the context, so it's actually easier for us to do role play.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No,
Okay.
I mean, I find it better for me to role play what I'm actually going to sell, right?
Mhm.
I may or may not be coaching for HTC. I don't know, but probably not, just because I want to concentrate on my real estate. So, yeah. Was
Yeah,
I
I
a
mean,
terrible role play partner?
what is that?
Was I terrible at my job?
No, I mean, you can still role play with me on your real estate, but because I just want to practice on going deeper into the conversation, as well as discovering the needs and the pain. So I think with HTC, you actually give us both of us like the same context, so that we are able to dive deeper into the conversation.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. And yeah, after role playing on my business, I think for 2 or 3 times, I realized that I haven't really structured like my own script specifically for my own business. So I need to work on that as well.
And then continue to do this, and rather than let's switch to HTC because it's easier. No, get uncomfortable, figure it out on these role plays. That's what I've done, right?
Okay.
You can do it on your own, but then it's nice to have the other person's feedback as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So right now, like, you need to kind of pinpoint like what are the pain points right now. You're doing 2 to 3, but you have capacity to do 10. So probably one of the pain points would be like, well, do you work alone? Do you have staff that you need to pay, right? Because every month they're only taking in so a little bit if they're only taking 2 or 3 clients, because they've got to pay for all the staff and the rent
Office.
and all this stuff, right? And lawyer fees and all that stuff like that really adds up, I'm sure. Because being a realtor, I know I've got tons of fees that I have to pay every month, every year, right? It costs me money to stay in business, even if I don't do any business. Right? So, where is that pain point? Where, what do you need to be comfortable? Right? What's the minimum you need to be comfortable? And what does it look like to reach those 10 clients a month consistently? What does it look like if you got more than 10? What does that look like? Is that going to mean that you're going to expand to a new office, bigger office? Like, do you need to get more new partners? What does life look like then? Are you just going to be the managing partner and not like what do you want to take this firm, like I'm imagining it's their own firm. So, what is your vision for this firm?
Wow, that's powerful.
I'm a great coach, hey?
Yeah. And yeah, I totally know. I totally understand why a lot of people think that you're a sapphire.
Oh yeah?
Because I believe your dominant gem is actually ruby, right? No. Then emerald.
Yeah.
Serious? You're totally not an emerald.
Very, very detail oriented. Very like I graduated from accounting. I have the work ethic of a ruby. But I'm more emerald.
How about your personal life? Like
Sapphire.
personal life with your girlfriends and yeah, especially with your girlfriends.
Sorry?
With your friends, with your close friends, with your hangout buddies, with your girlfriends.
Probably be a sapphire with them, but outside of that circle, I'm very shy. I sit in the corner, like I hope someone comes talk to me type of person. So I really like pushed myself this past year to be a little more outgoing and try and like just pushing myself to be uncomfortable. And that's I've been working on my sapphire attributes.
Because for emerald to go to work on sapphire, it actually takes a very very long time. Because yeah, I can attest to that because yeah, I may by default I'm actually a ruby sapphire, but because of my background as well, I was an engineer for 7 years, and that kind of brought up the emerald in me.
Yeah.
So and emerald normally doesn't speak in tones. Normally emerald just has one tone. That's why you definitely is so not emerald, because you have definitely have like a lot of multiple tones when you speak, and you're loud, you're animated, you're yeah.
I'm loud because my family is loud.
Okay.
I came from a very loud family. You should see my uncle. Like he doesn't have an inside voice. It's like all the time.
Yeah, because I've actually spoken with a few emeralds, and most of them are actually just monotonous. And I know that I actually fall into that category, but I need to be more aware of that. So yeah, like as I'm speaking right now, I'm aware that when I'm actually monotonous, when I want to make tone for myself. So I'm aware of that. But most of the emeralds that I've spoken with, they are not even aware that they have got no tones.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I still feel like an emerald, but maybe I need to, maybe it's just my mentality, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just this is how I feel. But yeah, every single person so far, you're a sapphire for sure.
Yeah, with your expressions and all that. Yeah, you're very dynamic, you're very animated.
I guess that's good. Then I get like the best of all the worlds,
Yeah,
Ah,
definitely. So yeah, I mean, do you want to try out your role play?
Sure. So I've run some ads. You're looking to buy your first home, and I'll have I guess, okay, you've gone through my webinar on my first time home buyers webinar, and you're thinking of connecting with me to buy your first home. I haven't done this avatar yet, so this might be rough.
Okay, no worries. And how much are we talking about? The house?
That'll be up to you. Well, okay, so first time home buyers, probably we're looking at probably a townhouse in the range of 250 to 300.
250 to 300. Okay, got it. So townhouse.
Yeah, and you won't know anything about the buying process.
I won't know anything about the price.
No, you won't know anything, about the buying process. I guess if
Okay.
you went through my webinar, you would know a little bit. So this call will just be to see what you're looking for and what your expectations are, I guess.
Okay. Where are you from, by the way?
Canada.
Canada. Okay.
You're Singapore?
I am actually from Malaysia.
Malaysia. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a
I
lot of
believe.
I think there was
I
another person from Malaysia.
even Joel Goy is actually from Malaysia.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I've
Mm.
had like my role play partner was Philippines. Here in Malaysia, there was another. Oh yeah. Shoot, my role play, not my accountability partner is also in Malaysia.
Oh, okay. Who is that?
I don't think he's ever been on any of the side. His name is She.
Okay, not sure.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever been on there. He's kind of behind.
Okay, got it. All right, cool. So yeah, I attended your webinar. I'm a first-time home buyer, and then I'm looking to buy my first house. Okay, cool. So it means that after the webinar, this will be like a phone call or face-to-face meeting, or how does it go?
Let's do a Zoom meeting. I like
Zoom
the
meeting.
Zoom meetings. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So, all right. Hi, Rogers. How are you? It's Rogers, right?
Yeah, it's Rogers. Hi, Catherine. Yeah, I've been expecting for this session right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me on my webinar. I hope you learned a lot. Were there any questions that you might have?
Yeah, I think your webinar was actually quite comprehensive in terms of yeah, getting us like first time home buyer to get started. But I'm still a bit concerned, because with the whole pandemic, and then with the whole property market, I'm not even sure whether I should actually buy a home right now, or should I just rent it first, because I know that it's going to be a lifelong commitment for me to purchase a home.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, that's why I just wanted to find out more and clarify to see what are some of the pros and cons, because yeah, I recently also just got married, and yeah, I don't know if this is the location that I want to spend the rest of my life in.
Oh, perfect. I definitely will make sure that we hit all of those questions that you have and concerns. For this call, I just wanted to let you know that I've blocked out an hour for this call, just to make sure that we hash out everything that you have doubts about, as well as if it'll be okay for me to just ask you a few questions to get to know your situation clearly, so that
Mhm.
I can see that if we're even a good fit, right? So
Mhm.
almost kind of like an interview process, right? You interview me, I interview you, right?
Okay.
Totally painless, don't worry. Would that be okay with you? Is that
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Now, first I want to ask this, have you already been pre-qualified?
Have I
Have you already been pre-qualified for a mortgage?
I'm actually tried a couple of banks, so so about 3 or 4 of them actually came back to me. I'm still like comparing the rates and see which one is better for me. So yeah, maybe I can actually address that as well, so you can actually help me have a look.
Yeah, no problem. What I can do better is I will send you my amazing mortgage specialist, and you can give them a call. They're really responsive. They're really good at what they do, because I only work with people that I trust and are actually good in their field. And I weed out the ones that aren't so good. Don't go
Okay,
to the
yeah,
bank
that's helpful.
because don't go to the bank because they don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's why I actually went out to a lot of banks just to make sure that they know what they're doing. But yeah, it will be very helpful if you can actually point me to someone with that as well.
So just let's just say that you have gotten pre-qualified. What price range do you think you're comfortable with? Like how much money are you looking to spend monthly on housing?
Sorry, off the role play. 250 to 300. How much are we talking about?
We'll just
Pardon?
make random numbers and I'll just pretend to
Okay,
calculate
okay.
something.
Yeah, I'm comfortable maybe spending about 1,000 a month.
Okay, okay.
Mm.
Just let me do a quick calculation here for you to see what
Okay.
that looks like in terms of a mortgage. Okay, so we're looking at probably about 230 for a mortgage. So that, depending on the area, that may or may not be sufficient, and what type of housing that you're looking for. So did you have an idea of where you want to live and how big of a home you need?
Yeah, I mean, it's like what I mentioned, I just got married. Yeah, maybe planning for children, like maybe in the near future, like maybe 2 years or 3 years from now. So I'm thinking about maybe like a 3 bed, 2 bath, kind of setting. Yeah, maybe because I've always lived in like yeah, maybe I'm looking at 1,000 to 2,000 square feet with three rooms at least. So yeah, that will actually be ideal.
Okay, and do you need a garage?
Garage, yeah, why not? Because I'm into fixing things as well. So with the garage, I think definitely will help me, yeah, do some hobby things during the weekend.
Right, okay. And what, where do you work? Like, does location of where you want to live and work factor into your decisions?
Not so much for now, because of the whole pandemic. So I kind of lost my job to the pandemic. But I guess it's actually a good thing because I'm actually more flexible now. So I'm not bound to location. So yeah, I'm very open in terms of location wise. So yeah, because mainly I don't really need to travel, and yeah, even my wife also is doing this business together with me. So both of us, just need a place for now.
Okay, so you have recently lost your job and are now just in business for yourself, correct?
Yep.
And how long ago have you started this business?
Yeah, a little after the pandemic, maybe about 1.5 years now.
1.5 years. Okay.
Mm.
And just so that for income, sorry, for qualifying for mortgages, typically I see the banks asking for 1 year of, well, I think for business it's 2 years of income before they'll even look at you for a mortgage. Obviously, things change all the time. So I strongly encourage you to be upfront with your mortgage broker to see where if you can qualify at this moment, or if you need to wait another 5 months, or sorry, 7 months before you can qualify for your mortgage.
Mhm.
So I think for now, we probably would benefit from just talking to the mortgage broker first before we move on. Does that sound good to you? And I'll send you all my contacts.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, like what I mentioned is that I already have some banks, 2 to 3 of them already pre-approved my loan. So I'm actually just looking to see what type of property that I'm actually interested in, and just wanted to find out like what are the options, based on, let's just say, on my monthly commitment that I'm able to fork out.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if at 230, in this pocket of the Edmonton area, you're looking at probably like a townhouse, three bedroom townhouse, no problem, with a double garage.
Okay.
If you wanted to go to this area, then, we're gonna need to go up a little bit more. So another $20,000-$30,000 to be in this other area, right? So it really depends what you get in certain areas. So, you said you want to spend about $1,000. You know, are you comfortable going up a little bit if you want to be in this other area? Or do you want to stay within your budget, which, I strongly recommend. Always work within your budget instead of trying to stretch yourself. But, if it really depends on lifestyle as well, right? So
Yeah, like well, I guess what are the advantages if I were to pay a little more, because yeah, like what I mentioned, I'm planning to like set up my own family, so I also want them to grow up in a better neighborhood, so that yeah, even though I don't really have to travel, but I believe that my priority will be on my children when they grow up, when they go to schools and all that.
So if you don't have children yet, we're looking at least 5-6 years, probably at least 6 years before you look at schools, right? So, depending on your plans, in 5 or 6 years from now, can you see yourself still living in this townhouse? Or do you think that by that time, you'll be moving up and into a bigger home? So that'll determine your decision, whether you buy this townhouse in this area, or you want to upgrade a little bit by buying a townhouse in this other area. So it really depends on your 5-year, 7-year plan.
Okay, so for your kind of experience, for your experience, what are the difference between area A and area B? Let's say for someone who is actually starting up a new family.
This area A, where you're gonna be looking at a little bit older home, right? And the schools are a little bit older in this the newer areas. There's a lot more. They're a little bit more compact in terms of road access, right? But you're going to get a little bit newer schools. So just the demographics is going to be a little bit different, right? So I highly recommend you to research your schools, right? If that is important to you. And it may or may not change in the next 5 years, right? So take a look at what's important to you and your family. And as well, you work from home, but does your wife work from home as well?
Yeah, she's in the same business as me because she's helping me out with a lot of those admin stuff as well.
Oh, awesome. That's amazing. It's actually a lot of fun to be working from home in my area. You got to drive everywhere, and when it's snowing, it's not fun. So
yeah, that's why we just need like at least three bedrooms so that we can actually convert one of them into like a home office.
right.
So the remaining will be for our kids in the future.
Right. And how many kids do you think you have?
But then I can't hear you.
How many kids do you think you'll have?
Well, I don't know, depending on how many God want to bless me with.
So ideally, what number are you looking at? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4?
I think we'll start with 1 because I don't it sounds like a lot of nightmares and we a lot of waking up at nights and all that. I don't even dare to consider more than 1 for now.
Okay. Yes, it is kind of a nightmare to begin with. Okay, the reason I asked that is because if you have 3 bedrooms, you're using one for yourself and your wife, the other one for your child, and another one for your office, then that only leaves room for 1 child, right? Unless you guys are considering bunk beds, right? Then you can have 2 kids in one. And the other option would be to find a townhouse that has a basement with possibly an extra bedroom down there, right? Then you can live there longer because you won't have to grow out of it. So that's
Mhm.
something to kind of consider when you're looking as well. So there's some townhouses where you have a full basement, and there's some townhouses where your basement is basically your garage, right? So that'll determine what you're looking for. Now, what kind of timeline are we looking at? When are you looking to move in?
Well, yeah, actually, maybe in about 2-3 months, perhaps. Yeah, because it's kind of embarrassing. I just got married and I'm still living with my parents, and yeah, my wife actually moving with my parents. So, yeah, I think I just need to man up, and yeah, I mean, so I'm looking at maybe 2-3 months from now.
Definitely not something to be embarrassed about. I mean, you just got married. You spent all your money on your wedding probably. And actually that's what we did as well. Like we got married while we were living with his parents. So yeah, but like we had already made plans as you are right now, you already have it planned out, you're not living there a year, 2 years and relying on your parents, nothing to be ashamed about. Starting off as adults is hard.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, you're off to a good start. And I definitely believe that this area would probably work in your favor, but it really depends on what you like, right? The style of the homes might be a little bit different than these ones over here. So it's up to you. What we can do is I'm going to send you a few of the documents and have you take a look at them. I strongly believe that, contracts should be read and not rushed through. So
Mhm.
I love just sending digital copies of contracts so that you can read at your convenience. And I'm not rushing you through them while I'm sitting there watching you read as you would in banks normally, right? You're like, what am I signing? I don't know. I'm just going to sign on the dotted line because you're waiting there, sitting there staring at me, right? So the great thing about that is that you can take your time, and if you have any questions, you just let me know. Right? Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. And so, do you have any other questions for me?
I yeah, I think that's about it. That kind of like answers quite a lot. Yeah, like what I said, I'm quite desperate to move out from my parents' place as well. That's why my goal is just move out. And yeah, it actually makes sense. If I pay a bit more, I can actually get like a bunker, with extra room, so that I can, even if I get like more than one child, I can put the least favorite one, at the bunker. Yeah. And promote the one that that is actually more favorable to me. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe when they grow up, they will actually put me in the bunker instead, and then they'll take over my room. I don't know, but at least we have got rooms to play around with.
Yes. So just a little bit more space will give you more options in the next 5 to 7 years, right? Depending on where you are financially, right? You may or may not need to move, but it would really suck where if you weren't ready financially, but you were growing out of your space, right? So
Yeah.
spending a little bit more money and having that extra option might work as well. Yeah. So, yeah, if you don't have any other questions, is it okay if I send over those documents to you to review?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Awesome. And once you complete those, then we can book an appointment to start viewing your options, and we can take a look at options in both neighborhoods so that you can see for yourself which ones will work better for you. Sound good?
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome. Done. Feedback?
Yeah, I think I think it was good. I think you were very natural because I think this is what you do on a day-to-day basis. That's why I didn't see any hiccup, and yeah, I think it was good. Um, maybe like what Sifu say, I think we could actually I mean the conversation can actually go deeper. Like yeah, maybe without you asking, I already told you that I just wanted desperately to move out because I want to man up, because like what Sifu say, people just want to buy a better version of themselves, right?
Yeah, the thing with buyers is buyers aren't hard to close, especially when they're calling me about buying, right? They already went through my webinar, they're calling me, they're ready to buy with me. So I don't need to close them, right? Because I've already pre-closed them. Yeah, so that was just to make sure that everything went smoothly. Sellers are the ones that I really need to hone in on this HTC method of selling, right? Because usually those people will interview 2 or 3 realtors, and if they don't know you, then it'll be a little bit harder to compete, right? Because a lot of times real estate is by referral. So that's the market that I need to get into and connect with more. But this was good because this is what I will be dealing with in January, February. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, perhaps like next round I can actually try to be the seller.
Yeah. So far I've had all my role plays as the seller, and this is the first one I've done buyer. I'm like, okay, I think I'm good. I don't need to work on this.
Yeah, because I think first time buyers, most of them don't really have a lot of like sophisticated questions to ask. So
Yeah, the only other question that might come up is like, well, do I need to pay you? And that's one of the biggest questions, and that's one of the things that stops people from buying sometimes, because they think that they have to pay the realtor and have a down payment, right? And they're like, well, I only have this much, I don't have money to pay a realtor, right? So the first time buyers, like, they have no clue, and like, so when I tell them, no, you don't have to pay me, the seller pays
yeah,
me.
perhaps
What?
yeah, perhaps you can actually include that in your webinar as well to address that.
Oh yeah. Everything should be pretty clear. But when you're being hammered with all this information, it's just go over your head and you don't remember like 10% of it, right? Yeah.
Got it.
So anything else you want to work on?
I think I'm good for now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Work on those questions now that I've put into your head.
And can you send me a recording on this?
I will try and find it.
Yeah, Emerald, you should be able to figure out. So what happened? What some of what I've been doing is also I'll actually find the recording and then I'll actually upload on YouTube and put it as unlisted to send it over, so that I actually save some space.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. Normally it's in my Dropbox, but yeah, I can definitely put in YouTube for sure.
Yeah, because the Dropbox will take up your storage. Cool. Yeah, and one feedback about your audio, it's actually breaking from time to time. Sometimes it's like not, yeah, sometimes it's like not coming through. It's very soft and then loud, soft, loud.
Okay.
I think it has
but
no, I think it's your voice is actually loud and clear. It's just that sometimes the audio just went off and then just came back. Probably because of maybe your internet connection or something. I'm not sure.
Okay. I'll see. Well, I guess nothing I can do about that if it's my internet.
Mm,
Okay,
yep.
thanks.
Cool. Do you want to set up another time to do a role play?
Yeah, we can do that next week.
Okay. Same time. If you're okay, we can actually do it slightly earlier, like one hour earlier.
1 hour earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That would be 8 a.m. Right? We met at 9. Yes. Yeah, that'll work.
That'll work. Okay, if that's the case, what I'll do is I'll just duplicate this and then I'll just send over to you. So that will be you're on Mountain Time, is it?
Yes.
Okay, I will actually send to you and
November
see.
24.
So 8 a.m. Mountain Time. Okay, yep, just send over.
All right.
I think should be, yeah, I think the time should be correct.
Awesome. Okay. See you then.
All right, thanks a lot. Yeah, I'll see you next week then. I'll prepare more. Thanks for the heads up.
Oh, no problem. I'm excited to see what you've changed.
Cool.
All right.
Okay, yep.
Have a good day.
Take care. Have a great day. Yep. Remember to end on the Discord as well.
Yes.